Very good morning to one and all. This is Neha Dubey, working as Assistant Professor at SGI Bhopal. Today, I am here to discuss the topic of leadership. Let's start. Leadership is the ability to develop a vision that motivates others to move with a passion toward a common goal. So, what is leadership? Leadership is the process through which a person influences others to accomplish an objective, and definitely they directs the organization in a way that makes it a more cohesive and coherent. Then some definition we will discuss here. Leadership is the process of a social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of common task. It is given by the Chalmers. Leadership is ultimately about creating a way for people to contribute to making something extraordinary happen. This definition is given by the Alan Keth. Now, we will discuss here the four factors of leadership which mostly influences the leadership. Like you can see in this image, here the one is leader, the other one is a follower, and in between both the communication is going on at particular situation. So, who is leader? You must have an honest understanding of who you are, what you know, and what you can do. To be successful, you have to convince your followers, not your superiors, that you are worthy of being followed. That is known as a leader. Now, the follower, you must know your people. The fundamental starting point is having a good understanding of a human nature, such as a needs, emotions, and motivation. Every leader has to know about their team who are going to follow you. Okay, now the communication is the third factor of leadership. The communication, the non-verbal communication is leading, such as when you set example that communicates to your people that you would not ask them to perform anything that you would not be willing to do. Bad communication harm the relations between leader and employee. Here, I just want to explain the importance of a non-verbal communication over the verbal communication. So, any misunderstanding or the misinterpretations can be created through the non-verbal communications. So, next is the situation. We must use our judgment to decide the best course of action and the leadership style needed for each situations. What we do in one situation will not always work in another situation. Now, the three most importantly leadership styles are coming in the pictures, like the three major styles of a leadership as US Army Handbook 1973: authoritarian or the autocratic, participative or the democratic, and delegative or the free reign. What is autocratic type of a leadership? The autocratic or the authoritarian leader makes decisions alone as power is centralized in a one person. The decisions are enforced using rewards and the fear of punishment. It is an abusive, unprofessional style called the bossing people around. It is also known as a one boss system where the boss is always right and boss is holding the complete power to control their people. Now, what is the democratic? The participative leader include one or more employees in the decision making process. The communication flow freely. Suggestions are made in a both directions and the participation encourages members' commitment to the final decisions. Here, the leaders are going to take participative type of management, or the leadership style follow the leader as the participative participation from the employees are welcome. Then the laissez-faire, the free rein, it is also known as the free rein leader, gives power to subordinates to make the decisions. Here, the leader is still responsible for the decisions that are made. This is used when employees are able to analyze the situation, and the delegative style is generally not useful. Here, the power and the responsibility both are allocated to the subordinates, but it is suited only when the employees are so much mature and they have the analytical power so that they can properly analyze the situations. Now, the Likert School of Leadership is also I want to discuss because it is based on a leadership styles. So, the Francis Likert in 1903 to 1981 was a management theorist. According to Likert, the efficiency of an organization or its department is influenced by their system of managements. They also categorize the system like a exploitative authoritative system, benevolent authoritative system, consultative system, and the participative or the group system. And now what these are? The exploitative or the authoritative is very much similar to the autocratic type of a system. In exploitative or authoritative leadership style, the manager has no confidence or trust in subordinates. The subordinates feels no freedom to discuss things about the job with their superior. So here, whose rules or whose power is going to be lead? The only boss. In solving job problems, manager seldom gets ideas and the opinions of the subordinates. Next is the benevolent autocratic leadership style. In benevolent autocratic leadership style, the manager has a condescending confidence and trust in subordinates, so motivates with rewards and some punishment, permits some upward communications and solicits some ideas and opinion from the subordinates, and allows some delegation of decision making but with a close policy control. Here, a close or the very close group is created where there is a possibility of upward communication as well as a welcoming of ideas and the delegation of a decision making power up to a certain level only. This is known as the benevolent categories. Now, the consultative leadership style. The consultative leadership style indicates that the manager has a substantial, not complete confidence and trust in subordinates, but still wishes to keep control of decisions. Subordinates feel free to discuss things about the job with their superiors, and the manager gets ideas and opinions and tries to make constructive use of them. Here, the proper communication is going on between the leader and their juniors or their subordinates, and definitely the manager gets ideas and opinions and try to create some constructive decisions while using that information which is given by the employees. Then the democratic type of leadership style. In the democratic, this the manager has complete confidence and trust in subordinates and allows them direct equal participation in decision making. Now, subordinates are feel completely free to discuss things about the job with their superiors, and the managers are always ask subordinates for their ideas and opinion and makes constructive decisions here. Now, thank you. I have taken the references for given sites as well as the some other internet materials. So, thank you.